If you don't have apples to make it, then you can fake it. Today we're gonna make mock apple pie. That's apple pie, but without the apples. So I saw this recipe during a documentary about the Second World War, I believe it was, but apples were scarce because of food rationings and all of that.
I've seen no apples since we went from England.
So they came up with this mock apple pie. Tastes just like the real thing, but there are no apples in it. So we're gonna make it today. First thing we gotta do is get some water boiling. While we've got the water boiling, starting to try to boil, we're gonna melt down some butter for the topping that's gonna go on top, and I'm just gonna melt it down in my microwave. Cover it so it's not to splitty splat. We're gonna multitask. So this recipe sounds so bizarre. It is supposed to taste just like apple pie, but there are absolutely no apples. It's actually made with these little guys right here, Ritz crackers. That is doing its thing. So now to the water. We're not quite boiling yet, but we want to get all this to boil together. We're going to add in some sugar, and by some, I mean a lot, and some cream of tartar. Give this a stir. You want to kind of just keep stirring this because you want the sugar and the cream of tartar to break down and dissolve and not stick to the bottom of your pan, because then it will burn. In the description below, full recipe, full measurements, everything you need to make this dessert. Now that we've got that to a boil, we are going to add our Ritz crackers. Don't break them up or anything like that. We just want to add them in whole. We're gonna bring this back up to a boil, and you're gonna let it boil for 5 minutes. What it's gonna do basically is just soften up those crackers and turn them into a filling for our pie. Essentially, we're making Ritz mush. Let's get our topping together. We are going to be making a crumb topping, like a crumb topping. What else is that called? Like a crumble. We're gonna be making a crumbled topping to go on this. So we've got our melted butter. We are going to add in some brown sugar and a little bit of cinnamon. Break that up, stir it up, all that fun stuff that we always do. Oh man, if I had a sweet tooth, I could just devour this. And then we're going to add in 1 cup of crushed Ritz crackers. I counted so that you don't have to do the math. It's 20. 20 Ritz crackers crushed up makes 1 cup. And that's gonna go in there as well. And then we're just gonna mix this up to make our crumble topping. Just a gentle mix. You don't wanna like mush it all around. You just want everything to get mixed together. Put that on some vanilla ice cream. You're good to go. After you make this apple pie. Don't stop now. We're gonna set that aside and keep going. We might not have enough topping left over, by the way, because Darren over there keeps eating it. So this might be a good idea to make this without your husbands around. Our filling is done boiling, and that is the consistency you want right there. It freaking looks like apple pie. Get a close-up of that there, cameraman. Let's go ahead and get your air fryer, your oven, whatever you use. We're gonna start at 425 for 15 minutes. That's 425 Fahrenheit, 220 Celsius. I am using a store-bought pie crust because I don't bake. So my friend Dawn over at Poor Guy Outdoor, she's the Mrs. Poor Guy Outdoor, sent me this link for these amazing silicone rings to go over pie crust when you bake. Totally forgot to order them, so we're cheating again. And I made my own with foil. Foil works beautifully. If you want to make your own crust, absolutely go for it. I bet it would be phenomenal. And then send me the recipe, okay? Stop eating. While that is preheating, I'm just letting this cool down a bit while that goes, because I don't want to put it in boiling hot into my pie crust because it'll kind of sog up the bottom a bit. So we're just going to let this cool down just a scotch bit. All right, we're going to dump this into our pie crust. We're going to spread that out so it's even all the way around. Then we've got just a couple more things to do. We are going to just kind of drizzle a little bit of lemon juice just over it, just a little bit. And some cinnamon. And that delicious crumb topping that we made. Don't be stingy with this crumb topping. It is real delish. Spread that out even as well. Then I'm going to cover the edge of my crust because I don't want the crust to burn before it cooks. Just for this first initial 15 minutes. And in it goes. After 15 minutes, we're going to take the temperature down to 375, take the foil off, and let it go for another 15 minutes. But you know what? Everybody's air fryer oven is different than mine, so just keep an eye on it. And now we wait. Out we come. Oh, ooh, that's hot. We're gonna let this sit now. Honestly, I'm gonna let it sit for probably about 30 minutes just so that it can firm up and that it's not so hot when I cut into it. I'll meet you back here and we're gonna give this little guy a taste. I'm going in. Oh, that is a crumbly top right there. I do not know if I'm gonna get this out beautiful or not. It holds together more like an apple sauce than an apple pie. But you know what? It looks like apple pie. It smells like apple pie. Does it taste like apple pie? We're going to find out. I am going in. Oh my gosh. It's more like an apple crumble is what it makes me think of. That is so bizarre. You know what? It shouldn't taste like apple pie. It's Ritz crackers. It tastes just like apple pie. You know, I don't know what else to say, but thank you once again for joining me here at Annie's Smoking Pot, my tiny kitchen with my big flavors. And until next time, bye.